Well, greetings, hello, and welcome back to the series. Episode number 4 coming your way. I'm Imperial Jedi. This is 5B1C, and this is easily the most addicting game, like, out there. Holy smokes, eh? Like, the elephant in the room, of course, is that this game feels like it was released a little bit early. And by a little bit early, I mean definitely a little bit early. But it's so addicting, and it's so much fun. And I think, like, the devil's advocate point I'm trying to make is, as a result of things like the mods, assets getting pushed back, we are, like, left to, like, fend for ourselves, eh? Like, vanilla solutions for vanilla players. And I think this is such a fun opportunity, like, American side versus the European side. We have such American solutions now for dealing with things like traffic. I don't know what it is, but, like, in North America, we do everything under the sun to avoid roundabouts. And so I'm going to start trying to tackle some traffic here as a start for episode. I am so, like, you guys saw from our intro little video thing, I have such ambitious ideas. So future me pulls it off. We get there in the end. But me right now, oh boy, I'm scratching my head, eh? Because the thing about this game, right? Very addicting. Time just flies. Some stuff takes a little bit longer than you kind of want it to. So we'll see how we go. But we do have big plans. Definitely got ourselves some big plans. And so yeah, let's start from the beginning right here. We've got a little bit of traffic, and as a result, we have vanilla solutions for vanilla players. And a vanilla solution right now for City Skylines 2 is the Jersey Jughandle. And the Jersey Jughandle is pretty much as straightforward as it sounds. Like, we are creating an additional lane, like a jug handle basically, to go left. In City Skylines 2, we can't have time traffic lights, and everyone wanting to turn left here is competing with everyone wanting to go straight. And we're creating a traffic backlog because this intersection isn't all that long in between. And our spillover has kind of made its way back to the highway, so that's no good. That is no good at all. But this is the bee's knees right here, eh? So I'll throw one of these in, monitor traffic. And in another part of the city, I actually want to do a Michigan left, which is also such a very strange style of intersection. I'd also make the argument, too, that, like, a T intersection, better sequencing of the lights, so faster for the flow-through. So why don't we move this neighborhood entrance over to here? And then I want to double up the jug handles, actually. So let's throw this over here. Then yeah, when putting the when putting the jug handles in, we just got to make sure that the two lanes that we're adding line up with the two lanes that we're trying to, like, turn into. So that means that if I turn off the left and the right, do the arrows and the line pathing, does that make sense? And there it definitely does. And then we'll just throw in trees so we don't have any parking. And it's such a straightforward, such an easy solution. And it works so incredibly well in Skylines that it's actually, like, confusing. So there we go. Double Jersey jug handle. And yeah, we'll kind of put it on a 3-speed, watch for a couple light sequences. But we should just kind of melt this traffic away right here. I'd make the argument that an asymmetrical would help us just get a little bit more flow through. I don't want to be, like, doing them everywhere, but we could theoretically sneak another one in there, but then it looks a little bit too visually, like, insane. And there's not as much traffic coming from this direction, so we don't have to worry as much about the priority. But there you go, eh? The everything but a roundabout approach to dealing with traffic, and that will solve itself. We're actually very confident. Just a few more light sequences. All right, well, let's let that go in the background. And then you kind of saw from our little intro, right? Like, most of our build and most of the episodes actually going to be focused in and around this quadrant right here. We get the bridge connected. We get the arterial roads going through. We have an extension to the highway. We bring in a train station. And I think we do a really good job with the elevation. So, yeah, future me pulls it off. But, like, present me is like, oh, boy. Oh, boy. What do you got for me here? Yeah, let's just jump in. There's too much to do, not enough time to do it, so let's just jump in, see what we can get done. I'm feeling ambitious. And I know that Teddy just put these in, but I'm actually going to sneak the power lines through a different way. I'm a very visual person when it comes to cities too, so I actually like seeing the infrastructure. So I'll probably bring that back to ground level, but we'll put the highways and stuff in. But yeah, traffic icons, you gotta trust me on that one. They will disappear, but I'm gonna keep the game on pause because we have so much major stuff now disconnected. And really, time, it feels like it's on our side, but it, holy smokes, is not. I don't know what it is about this game, but it is just so incredibly addictive. So if you're like a psychology student running, like, you know, writing your thesis on addiction, consider this, eh? There's a case study to be made here, I'm sure. Okay, so let's have a nice plateau area up here. We'll do a nice road over top of the train track. And I'm going to try to be, like, very sneaky, but I like to work with the layers and bring just, like, a whole whack ton of action through here. This is going to be, like, a fun challenge. Especially with, like, no anarchy and that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, what I'm envisioning is a little bit of a cross junction through here. And then the cross junction is going to be met with like a bridge and a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on. Before you do that, make that skinnier, please. Which just gave an undo feature, eh? I feel like my wish list for this game is very long, but I just, you know, coming from Cities 1, you know that so much of this stuff will get solved by quality of life mods. A little bit skinnier, but I feel like that's still a little bit much, eh? Try that one last time with a skinnier approach, please. Yeah, I think one thing they definitely got right about Cities 2 is, like, terraforming being free is epic. So yeah, almost like we're building a layer cake here. What we'll do is we'll bring this road up, and then we'll have, like, the bridge road coming from, like, the bridge go over top of this. And then I want to sneakily bring this between the highway and the rail, and I want to actually join up with the industry. And I think there's room to maybe trench or bring the rail a little bit lower. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. My weird analogy is I feel like we're building a puzzle right now, but I can't actually see the box. So you kind of, like, know when pieces fit together, but you don't really know what you're building. And also, too, just, it kind of is what it is, but this road right here is just a few degrees off of this one. So I think what we should do is try to gently curve this in, just to kind of show that it's not a 90. Because if I do try to, like, bring that in straight, your eyes will just be like, I don't like that. So I feel like the irony is, even though this is, like, the North American side, we actually might be doing slightly less grids, or a little bit more, like, unconventional grids through here. That's okay. You know, Teddy was making the point in the last episode too, right? Like, not everything in Europe is non-gridded, just like not everything in North America is a grid. I think one of the main things for North America is that, like, the car is king. I think it'd be kind of nice, though, to show off a little bit more public transit. Maybe the fact that we have, like, our European friends across the river, we've learned something from them. And wouldn't it be so cheeky and fun if, like, the North American side had a stronger push for public transit to start than the European side? So if time permits, maybe we can actually sneak a bus route or something in here too. But yeah, if we could just bring... There's just so many layers to this, but if we could bring the highway across, kind of sneaking across both of these. Yep, actually, if we were to come across and be level like that... Ooh, I like that thought. And then the train trenches And then what's the layering order? It almost seems like this road wants to sneaky over top of the highway right here. So the highway maybe wants to trench through or tunnel. Yeah, actually, if the highway tunnels and then comes out there, that would be really cool. That would make it easier for the interchange as well. Okay, so this can be just for reference point. The other thing about the North American roads is that they definitely have got a lot of symmetry. Whether they're grid or not, you know? And so yeah, what if we came across like that? And then this goes into a trench. Because, you know, I make the argument, right? It's easier for the road to change its grade versus the train tracks. And trains are happier when they don't have to keep changing grade. Whereas cars can deal with it, you know? So just out of sheer curiosity, if we just draw that as one straight shot, how does that look? Not terrible. And then these are the portions that we either need to trench the train track or trench the highway. And I feel like trenching the highway is the way. And actually, I think tunneling. Yeah, that's not so bad. Actually, I kind of like that open, long cut right there. I will say this, I'm very, like, I miss the old commercials. You know what I mean? I like to talk over them, but I do miss the old ones. And I feel like they should have done some, like, retro throwbacks, like stores for some of the ads from the first cities. Or if they had done, you know, like a remake to some of those commercials. Still time to do it, of course, but... Okay, that's clean. Well, that's clean. I like that. That's nice. And then, is there enough room still? There should be, just to sneak over top of all of this. That means this moves again, which is fine. Because these are kind of just in the way anyway. And we do want to buy this tile, just to help out. My goal is to not bankrupt us. Let's see how much we can actually get built, but I don't want to bankrupt us. Oh, that is grand. Oh, I love it. All right, so obviously a little bit awkward through there. So that means our train height wasn't quite it, but just give me like one more notch up here. Almost. I feel like this game is a lot of, like, you know, trial and error, polite way to put it. Cut once, measure 100 times, remeasure, recut. That is A-okay. So it's the struggles of being a vanilla player again, right? And this will make you a better player. Like when the mods start to make more an appearance, you know it will. I think that, you know, because we come from like so many hours in Cities 1, we just have an idea of like what's possible within like the Cities universe, you know? Okay, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result, so I may have to bring this up just a pinch taller. Otherwise, we might be here all day. Yeah, let's try that. And then what I'm envisioning is this will come through the industrial area, and then this should just meet up with the coastal road. Yep, there is your height. That works as well. Much more clean and gentle. And then this just basically sneaky beakies through here. It'd be nice to have this in line. And this map, it's a really great map. I actually built one of my first cities, just kind of messing around trying to get late game on this, but the amount of hills this map has is absolutely kooky. It's very deceiving as well. So we have to be like gentle and delicate with our choices here, especially for the terrain. Oh, I love that. Yeah, and then this can just meet up with our friend right over here. Be very gentle with the terraforming around the water's edge here. Last thing I want to do is flood our poor city. I don't mind bankrupting it, but if I flood this or ruin it with traffic, uh-oh. Ah, very clean. Very clean, and possibility for some like just easy expansion through here. Okay, so that's your power line. Oh, right. Yep. Yep. That was the starting power line. Just to get this like out of the way, you know? Okay, out of the way and reconnected. That means that we are now safe to put the speed back on. And since we're like rolling in with some cash, I might as well. I know you're kind of curious to see if the traffic will solve itself too, so multiple birds, multiple stones, or whatever that term is. All right, back to your planning here, my friend. So I think we're going to have another road sneak up through here. And then I was picturing this coming across and then just kind of continuing like the key wall thought. Especially if we can get that just at the right height to talk to the backs of the buildings right here. I think one of my biggest problems when I first started playing this game was I treated it too much like Cities 1. Whereas it definitely feels like a sequel to Cities 1. We're in the same universe, but the tactics are a little bit different. And things like trying to use like your, you know, road height adjustment, all that stuff, it was just driving me crazy. I didn't really understand what I was like up to, you know? Oh, I like that. And then if you can terraform this back now, yep, that's cool. And then I almost like the fact that that's a little bit of a kind of like a, you know, hill with trees there. And then if we could do something that's in line with this, just to kind of show off a bit more of that grid. Yep. Now if this could become... I'm hoping without too much effort here, this thing should key wall for part of the way. I don't dislike that, actually. Because, yeah, what I'm thinking right now, basically, is, like, the downtown itself should stretch across. Downtown, in my mind, should be gargantuan. And so many buildings, like the big police station, City Hall, you know, some of your landmarks, they're just so huge. Parking lots, for example, right? Like, there's not a lot of room to kind of sneak that stuff in right now. And I absolutely love how Slayer put this curve through here. I especially like this little bit with the crosswalks and that gentle curve and the... Oh, speaking of which, put that back in. So I don't really want to disrupt that. And I feel like with cities, it's very challenging because so much stuff looks like it's the afterthought just because of its size, right? And so if we plan for like bigger block spacing over here, bigger grids, we can probably get a lot more infrastructure in place without having to like move stuff around and play that shuffle game. Okay, I don't like how that swaps between, so let's get the key wall in and we'll terraform away the excess. Oh, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then, you know what? I just feel like this should be key walled the whole way, eh? Like, show off the layers. Let's bring that a little bit up. Beautiful. Oh, absolutely stunning. And then just gently, yep. Yeah, that I like a lot. That is very clean. And then this is where the train station is going to have to sit. And let's put that in now before we get a little bit too carried away with more pieces. And then if we can, I'm actually very tempted to put a few highway arms in here. And then we'll build the proper highway interchange for this part. And then this I want to cross junction. So we'll have a little bit of a swing off to the right here. Then I feel like we should build a grid that goes in a nice long straight line here. That maybe connects up there. That way we can kind of like mash the grids together. And then it's not as noticeable that these two don't really line up. And obviously they wouldn't, right? These are like different countries, different times, different thought processes, different like styles of infrastructure. And if stuff is like, if it's too perfect, it looks weird. It has that like North Korea planned, you know, kind of approach to it. And so where could we bring that over where there's not a lot of... oh, that's perfect. And I think it'd be kind of cool to try... ooh, actually, you know what? That's a little bit... it's so close. So close, so close. If you're making the effort to do, like, symmetry, might as well just get it right. And actually, those two should parallel better together anyway. Oh, fun little... this is a very neat one, eh? I'm not sure if you guys know this or not. I like to sprinkle tips and stuff in here. If ever you're kind of curious as to, like, what height you need to get back to, check this out. So if you have, like, a road next to, say, a road like this, see how when I page up and page down, see the dash line? See how that goes away when you become the same height? Nifty, eh? Thanks, Jedi. You're very welcome. I like to sprinkle the tips in here and there, right? Okay, so I want a simple curve, and let's do the 180. Perfect. Oh, much cleaner. And yeah, we'll terraform that a bit more gently. I'll say it again. I miss the old commercials. Cool. But yeah, I feel like an LA style interchange right through here. And like, you know, LA style in the sense that like wherever it fits, it sits. So if we can maybe sneaky a simple interchange through there with a bit more focus on like this one to deliver traffic. And man, I feel like I'm going to try to channel my inner Yumble here, but I'm not the best at making symmetrical interchanges yet. I'm getting very close and very good in the grand scheme, but still just not quite fully there. But I will definitely do my darndest. I think that feature is so awesome, but I wish there was like a little bit more wiggle room. And it was by sheer happenstance, almost by accident, that I just like figured out you could grab multiple segments. I remember my first few weeks on Twitch when the game came out, I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if you could do more than one segment. And I never tried. Never even tried to see if that would work or not. And sure enough, it does. All right, well, riddle me this. Why make so much effort to make that like a clean, but then we drop it so fast though? I don't think this wants to be elevated the whole way through. I think we're going to end up with too much height discrepancy. That's 7 and change coming down to here. It's 13%. That's a pretty, it's a pretty decent drop. That's a little bit better, a little bit easier on the eyeballs too. And then for those of you that don't know, this is actually like a real interchange, the Diverging Diamond. They're showing up all over North America. I don't know if Europe has one yet. But the principal idea is you're going to flip the direction in which you're driving so that you reduce the conflict point. So it's a little bit safer for your merging and your highway exiting. And they're just such a fun interchange in general to make. But yeah, this is where I kind of like struggle a little bit with the symmetrical part. So we'll not stress too much. We'll just do our darndest. Be happy that we have an interchange in here. But how's that crazy space wizard Yumble do this, eh? Must have like a notepad or something for your spaces. Man, not too bad. Not too bad, eh? And then just to kind of show off how it like, you know, works and looks, let's really quickly fire these in. I feel like what the game would really benefit from, just for like people like me that are trying to chase some of this symmetry, is if we had a mirroring tool. That would be cool. Or like, you know, a simple copy pasta. But we'll just, you know, we'll do our best. And what is that saying, eh? Don't let perfection be the enemy of completion? There's some saying that sounds really smart when you say it the right way. And then kind of the point I was making before too. If things are like way too symmetrical, it just looks a little bit like weird. Like North Korea kind of fake. Definitely some stuff should be symmetrical, especially if we're going for like the grids and whatnot, but it's almost, yeah. It's almost like if this was on a bit more of a curve, it'd be easier to kind of like hide in plain sight the fact that I'm not getting it symmetrical, but I'll see how she looks. That's the other thing too. I feel like without mods and assets, we gotta like not be judgmental on the process, but just judgmental on the you know, the final. Like judge the end result, not the way there. Wow, I am not great with words today, am I, eh? Yeah, you're okay, Jedi. Thanks. Oh, see, this is one of those spots where it's like, I didn't make this overly symmetrical. Do I need to, though? I'd make the argument that, like, the slip lane is definitely more important on that side versus this side. If we get backed up, though, that might be something we want, but... I will take the effort, though, to try to fix this. Oh, it's much better. You can kind of see the thought process now. So we're like reducing the conflict points, making this a safer merge. So if you do have an accident within this style of interchange, it's not like a head-on collision. You're just kind of, you know, bumping sides. And then because we have things like the traffic light, there should be some like decent breaks in traffic. We don't have to worry about everyone waiting too long. And I don't think we need the third lane through here. This is the kind of stuff where it's like we'll come back and double check, but... Or who knows, maybe we can summon Biffa for a traffic solving episode, right? Yeah, that's principally it right there, though, eh? That's principally it. And actually, it's not too mismatched. I think I gotta give myself a bit more credit here, eh? Well, good job, Jedi. Thank you, Jedi. It's very nice to be nice to yourself. And then I don't really know how this will continue to play through here, but there definitely is like chance for muchos expansion. And so we'll keep the highway vibe alive. We'll have that gentle curve kind of follow. We could have a highway that maybe follows the profile down here, wraps back around, but you know, open for the future basically, which is good. And then traffic, just be traffic. Traffic's a little bit borked, so we'll give them a slip lane here. And like every patch, my goodness, it just gets better and better, but traffic does, it just does what it wants sometimes, doesn't it, eh? I like the game, it's a love-hate relationship, you know? I love the game, game hates me. You can see my approach is we'll put the lane in, get the third lane added, remove the lane that we initially did, redraw it with better symmetry. That's not too shabby. That honestly is not too shabby at all. Oh, good job. It does blend kind of cleanly through there too. And then what's going on with this? That could be solved a bit better, right? Yeah. And these are definitely happier as one long segment. Excellent. And then we don't want that to go too far away from there. Otherwise, the intersections become a little bit close if we decide to grid this out a bit more, which we will. And then this should make its way down, and then should just box here. And then what's your problem right now, my friend? Well, that is not enough room to get an effective turn lane in, so why don't you move that back just a smidgen. And that almost is better that we're coming out as the key wall here. Because then we can wrap down and follow, just like what Teddy did on the other side. Ooh, sugars. Ooh, I love... Yeah, moment there, Jedi, I do. That's what I mean with this game. It's just so addicting, and there's so many moments like this where it's just so satisfying. Because one side of that is zoning squares. The other side is key wall that gently slips down below. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I probably couldn't do that again even if I tried. All right, so the bridge needs a little bit more room to survive through here. This is very pushing my luck. But we'll see what we can pull off here, eh? Bridge pillar was a little bit odd, that's all. Okay, now that one is going to be asymmetrical for the sake of extra turns here. And that could be a good spot, too, for another jug handle, but let's not overdo it with those. And so help me, no roundabouts. There will be a few. We might even hand draw one or two, but in the grand scheme, let's keep this as American feeling as possible. And then this should meet up with our friend down there. Okay, so that looks horrifying. But again, thank goodness the terraforming is free. And we'll just zoom in. Sometimes you get weird breaks in the road right there on the hills, but looks like we got very lucky this time around. All right, so let's put the speed back on. Don't want our poor bridge traffic to get too carried away with that. And then I'm going to try for the train station now. This is a very ambitious thought. Like, super ambitious here. Let's move this over a bit. Oh, that's cool. How about that stretch the node out there? I like that. And then that should just line up with this friend right here. And then I don't really know where we'd go with it, but it might be kind of interesting to try to sneak like across. But then what do you do with that after, eh? Or it's almost like this goes up to here to make like a bridge connection. But let's worry about the train station first, though. That's a really, really ambitious thought. And how are we supposed to get our clickbait intro video with all of our fun stuff that we built if you don't get it built, right? There we go. Or not. Yeah, this kind of symmetry. I always drive myself crazy when I was in my first like 50 to 100 hours in this game. Oh, did you just line that up perfectly with the school? Get out of town. That looks epic. And then you can kind of see like where we're trying to go with this. So it might make sense to tunnel / trench, and then we could meet up when the elevation is a little bit more friendly, so we don't have to like go up and then go down again. But then at the same time, too, it'd be really nice to, like, bring this in back into, like, you know, the multi-directional approach. It's kind of a cool little intersection there. And then I feel like, yeah, just tunneling or gently trenching and then meeting up right over there. Oh, boy. Okay, well, give me a quick pause here. I'm going to just delete this so that we can bring a potential trench through. I love the trenching, but unfortunately the trenching has to go in first. Even if like there's enough clearance for like infrastructure over top. Oh, see what is, yeah, something like that, eh? But then like a clean way of doing it, please. Okay, this is only a plus 2.2. That's not terrible. And then that's only a 2.2 as well, so that's really not bad for elevation change. Oh, it tunnels gently. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. And then this is the bypass track, so we're not going to expand the train station to include that. But then to make it so that we don't block the main, we're going to have to put enough distance in between the switch here. Oh, that is cool. Not quite what I had in mind, though. Because now I want the other side to not be, like, trenched like that. Ah, damn it. Decisions. I do like that, though. If we end up with the same thing, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, that feels a bit better. And again, like there should be enough room between the interchange and the station to accommodate at least one train. Bonus points if you get two, but what you don't want is to have like your main line blocked by like a train waiting. Oop. No. No. Fascinating sometimes what the game will suggest to you, though. Yeah, see, I'm like this far deep still, and it's not a tunnel yet. Oh, boy. Okay, so the tunnel on that side doesn't seem like it wants to be an option. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play this a little bit on the dangerous side of life here. Let's just connect right where that tunnel comes out. And if we could just be mindful of how we're doing our train routing through here. Have you ever seen a better use case for the movement mod, by the way? I know I haven't. What we can try is a little bit of terraforming through here. You can actually slope the tunnel entrances, which is nice. And then, yeah, if that becomes just a slight elevation now. Yeah, all right, cross your fingers. Let's get in here. Okay, then let's gently reconnect those two. Actually, you know what? Since we're making that effort, let's just back her up a bit more here. Kind of reset the highway. A little bit silly with the, whatchamacallit here. The double up. Yeah, parallel road tool. What a really cool feature. Okay, that as a straight line, that looks so much cleaner going over top of that infrastructure. And then just gently bend this over. Oh, I love that. See, that's clean. That's fun. I like how we're using the hill a bit here. And then just getting this all to line back up. Oh my goodness gracious me. So it looks like we got to try to sneak underneath this road. But then it's got to be high enough that we're like, oh gosh. So that might maybe mean a, I like that little bit of the key wall there. But that might maybe be a trench or something. Again, it's like we're like building a puzzle, but we can't see the box, but we know when the pieces fit together. I just love that analogy for Skylines. Very much so trial and error approach, which I love. Love. But yeah, that going into there is not a terrible option. Especially if we get that height just to kind of match. But then, like, how do you get into there, though, at the same time? Maybe you don't. Okay, well, let's go ground level. Just so we don't lose the elevation at all here. That's a +7. Doing vertical tunnels would be such a fun, like, feature. I can already see this is not gonna tunnel properly. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know about this, you know what I mean? I feel like they kind of missed the mark a little bit with how this elevation kind of changes. I miss the old days where Cities 1 you could like click on something to match the elevation. Yeah, see, we can't go underneath because of that highway. It's really not too bad. That's really not too bad, actually. It's just like, you know, if you're coming in from here, why can't you make your way back to the main line there, though? And then so help me God if this is like, you know... Oh, for Pete's sake. Yeah, don't do that, eh? Yeah. Well, then you might have to then make your way out over here and then back in. Well, let's leave that for the moment. Just kind of something to be, like, aware of. But maybe our routing for the trains is from, like, you know, one city to the next, and then we can only get to, like, one region side. Well, let's not, like, get too, like, you know, too caught up in this. There's so much else we need to work on. I don't mind if it bulges just a little bit, but I want most of like the jank to be like underground if possible. Yeah, I would prefer to have enough room for a train. And let's keep an eye on the time there, eh? Because we still want to try to get some transit in place. My goodness. See me about this game and just time evaporating away? Like, where does it go? Where does it go? Yeah, I feel like I do joke with people that are like brand new to the game. I'm like, whatever you got to do, like pick up the kids or, you know, put the laundry on, do that first. Because you'll be playing cities all day, every day. I remember that being the problem before. I'm just kind of curious if we can maybe correct it a bit. Yeah, I feel like just undo features would be so handy in this game. I find what I'm doing is like, I'll sometimes save before I go into one of these projects. So if I don't like the end result, I can kind of go back to like where we were. Oh, that's nifty. I actually like that a lot. And then hopefully this bends better now. Oh, absolutely yes. I like that hidden very well in plain sight. And then now this road reconnects. We shouldn't actually have any.
The city will be experiencing rolling blackouts. We urge the public to remain calm during these breaks in service and to follow the guidelines
Oh, it's so cool.
on how to plan for these temporary events. This has been a local public service announcement.
Okay, so we right click down there. Now, I imagine it's saying that because we disconnected one of these zones in between radio show songs. There we go. Okay. Now I know what you're thinking to yourself. And the answer, I mean, maybe. Is this the first roundabout on the North American side? That would be, like, in air quotes, appropriate, wouldn't it? Or, hold on, no. You know what would be even more appropriate? Oh my goodness. This would be such a great spot. Because imagine you don't want to go to the next country. You want to like U-turn or something through here. What if this is where the Michigan left goes in? So that means I need another road that's going to sneak down here. Kind of match this one. My goodness, guys, we have so many ideas still to try to, like, complete before the episode is up, and I don't think we're going to get there, eh? But just to kind of show off... Here, so I want grid. And then I need a grid off of this. Yeah, just trying to get, like, the mismatched grids to line up is such a fun challenge. I don't think that's a terrible job either. Yeah, so what's the Michigan left, eh? For those of you who don't know. Well, my friends, I will show you. So a Michigan left is another one of those kooky everything but a roundabout approach to basically do what a roundabout would do. And so let's say, for example, you are on this little side road here, and you wanted to go here, but you wanted to turn left, but you can't. So this is just so kooky, and I love it. In the roads, large roads, we already got them, perfect. I'm going to grab a 6-lane divided. And we're going to do a double Michigan for this. It's just so... I don't understand what we're doing in North America. Can someone just please come help us, eh? So, no traffic lights. And then no crosswalks. We want the flow of traffic on this bridge to be, like, you know, pretty good, right? And so this is how it works. You can't turn left here. Can't turn left. You can't turn left. And guess what? You can't turn left. For some reason, you can still go straight. I don't understand that one, but this might make more sense or less sense when it's finished. But the principal idea is if you wanted to go left, you go to the right, go down, and then you U-turn. Why? I don't know. I literally do not know, but that's just what you do. And I think the argument is that you get better, like, flow through in the streets. But does that make any sense to you, like, at all? No. So I want to just have this one here. So you end up with U-turn points. So to go left, you turn right, get your way through here, and there's you going straight. And that way, like, if you're coming down this bridge road, you don't have to now make it to the bridge. And this is just one more reason to not have the roundabout right here, eh? Although I would make the argument that we could probably benefit from more traffic flow with a roundabout. All right, also wants to change that later. I am totally about it. Otherwise, let's just do this. So, roundabouts, but then the Michigan U-turns. Call me crazy. Okay, time is definitely running out, my good friends. Holy smokes, eh? What have we done so far? Trains reconnected. We got the highway coming through. We do happen to have a brand new interchange. The interchange itself needs to be road tooled. We have got way too much happening inside here. So that's not a traffic light. That's not a traffic light. That's not a left-hand turn lane. And that's not a left-hand turn lane. Excellent. And so by that logic, no need for the crossing there. No need for the crossing here. And then within this itself, there's also no need for crossing. Not exactly the most friendly interchange when it comes to pedestrians. So we could benefit from, say, like a pedestrian bridge near it, but just start with this and we'll kind of monitor. Otherwise, not bad. We got connection points. We got ways on and off the highway. We've spread a little bit of that like bottleneck out, which is good. Traffic is 100% solved through here. So the double bottleneck. The double jug handle was the way to go in the end. Who would have thought? And then, yeah, we just didn't really get to any zoning or anything. Good golly. But if we could, like, end the episode off with just a smidgen of public transit, I would definitely be about that, eh? Because, again, it would be kind of fun if our North American side was doing a better job than the European side for starting transit. And the good news now is, like, I haven't actually spent too much of our money, which makes me very pleased. I was worried I was going to, like, break the bank. And then we've gotten so much more infrastructure, like, ready and in place now for expansion. And we got Cities by Diana on the docket. I love it. And then I'd also make the argument, too, we've got so much more space in here for things like landmarks, some of the bigger buildings, our, you know, skyline, the strong, big stuff, right? But yeah, I will, before time runs out, add just another connectivity road through here. And then I want, oh, actually, you know, I want this to line up. That would be the bee's knees. And actually, that would be great if it was a wide road the whole way through. Cool. All right, one sneaky bus line. Get that in right now, please. And so now we can repopulate the water here. You know what? I really like what Teddy did with the tree line road. So why don't we just change our road over here to kind of match that, eh? Oh, also, too, guys, if you have suggestions, like, I am all ears. I feel like we're building this together, you know? Especially since there's, like, no mods and assets. We got to think outside the box. I'm a broken record. But if you guys see things, you know, that we're missing or whatever, let us know. Me especially. Yeah, I think that looks absolutely amazing. And as an added bonus, no parking along here too. Cool. Now, a few light cycles hopefully will dissipate the traffic, but I don't really, you know, I don't really think we should be putting too many roundabouts in, but, you know, let's keep it secret. Anyway, so what I'm kind of picturing over here is just a little bit more road connectivity between these zones. I'm just going to delete that one for a split second. And then this one, I'm actually going to curve a little bit more, just with not as sharp of a turn for our friends right here. And then I'm going to throw in the asymmetrical. And I want that just to shuffle over ever so slightly. Cool. Okay, now if I was doing a sneaky little bus line, what I would do is just basically a box that kind of takes you from the top to the lower and follows the... like, you know, the arterial road there. And I would definitely like a bus depot in here. Change the size of the box a bit so we can't quite grid that, which is fine and dandy. And then just, yeah, so sneaky. You can't resist. So yeah, we'll just follow this up. Relatively decent spacing in between our stops. Stopping near the clinic, that's a good one. And we're going to be doing basically 2 bus loops. Like one on each side of the road here. And I wonder what fleet color we should pick. This is kind of like the pressure's on right now. So I feel like we'd have like a different color between the North American and the European cities. But yeah, so that's the one side of the street. Important to do both sides, because, you know, obviously if you live, like, say, right here, and you want to visit your bud over here, you know, it doesn't make sense to take the bus route the entirety of the way, right? So these two will complement each other. And what we also want to make sure we're doing, which we should have done, is visit the train station. Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay, 1 second here. I lied. Okay, we're going to go a little bit out of the way. But it will be worth it. This is one of those, like, if you build it, they will come kind of mentalities. Because we're actually going to sneak over to here. And I'm going to put the stops in, even though we don't actually have a lot of infrastructure or people over here just yet. Again, it's one of those, like, if you build it, they will come. And we can connect some more roads and whatnot to this, but... And then... Yes, this way we sneak by the train station. I love it. One of these days. There we go. But yeah, it's a fun little feature, eh? I feel like we're channeling our inner cities in motion. A good throwback, or transport fever in the modern take. And then we'll admire our handiwork, and we'll wrap her on up. And I went a little bit longer than I thought I would. In my mind, too, when I started the episode, I was like, oh, man, hopefully we make it to 45 minutes before we run out of things to do. And we solved some traffic, but we created some traffic, so give and take. And then I feel like navy blue. I'm going to take that decision for us. I think navy blue would be a very sharp color for our transit fleet over here. Cool. And so let's just grab our bus color, and let's lock and load. Ooh, a nice, yeah, that's a nice one, eh? Cool. All right, well, officially, a lot of arterial roads, and, like, definitely, like, we are ready for some big expansion. Not a lot was actually done in terms of zoning or plopping, but I'm still very, very happy with how this turned out. And so many, like, key major pieces. I would like to run the trains, but we didn't have time to put the train yard in. So that'll be next on the docket, I guess. And, gosh, if we could just fix one last little thing right here, it would be, whoop, that little bit. And I wish we had a bit more time to plant some trees, but that is it. This is Imperial Jedi. Jedi? That's me. Hello. Nice to meet you. Signing off. Some cool thoughts, eh? So the Jughandles, the bee's knees. I love it. Adding the second interchange, even though it was a little bit of traffic reduction, it actually helped a lot with the bottlenecking. And then the buses, they'll just look amazing. Look at them go. I love it. And yeah, I like how the train kind of like sneaks through here, kind of hidden in plain sight. That one tree that survived, good for you. I think that could be gently curved a bit better, but that's okay. Strong key wall through here, we like that. We got to bring the train a little bit more over, but that's not the end of the world. And yeah, this is cool. So you guys let me know your thoughts, eh? Are we on to something? Do we make some good choices this episode? And yeah, this is, I think the roundabout, this is cool. You done good here, kid. Oh, man, I just want to keep going, guys. Well, I'll see you again. If you liked the episode, hit the like button. Helps more than you think. Follow, subscribe, all that stuff, Come find us again. And happy building on your own cities. But yeah, I can't wait to be back again. We'll see you in the next pass. And all the best to you. Thank you very much for hanging out with us today. You take care. And my goodbye. It feels so awkward. I just want to keep playing. But yeah, time's on our side. Anyway, the longest goodbye is officially up. We'll see you again. Take care of yourselves. Happy building. Stay hydrated. And be kind to yourselves. Because no one else will be, right? Yeah, right. Oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, there's no helping me. We'll see you soon. Adios. Take care.